Hello and welcome back to Strongwoman High's - Life is a Mishmash. Today we have returning guest to the podcast, second strongest woman in the world, Emma Grunnill. She's got a trophy, obviously.
Of course I have.
Without it. Welcome back to the pod, Emma. Right, well, do you want to give a little bit of a brief introduction about yourself? I mean, everyone probably already knows you, but you might as well do it for the new listeners.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Emma Victoria Grunnill. I started competing 2.5 years ago. I am currently Europe's third strongest under 82. I am now the second strongest natural 82 in the world.
Whoop, whoop.
After becoming third for the last 2 years. So it feels very, very nice to get out of that third place.
Hell yeah. Slowly making your way up the ranks there. This means next year you're going to have to win.
Well, no pressure.
I might make my comeback next year. Nah, I might do UK's first. Just have a little dip my toes in, see how it goes. But yeah, fresh off of Natty Worlds this weekend. How are you feeling?
Absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. I've never felt physically worse after a competition. I'm not even joking.
Oh, really? Why? Not even worse than after last year when we did the Europe's and Natty Worlds back-to-backs?
No, like, honestly, I really underestimated how difficult it was going to be. I think because last year we obviously had such a tight turnaround. Like, we were only home for 3 days, weren't we? And then we drove out to Worlds. So this year, because we had 3 weeks, I was thinking, oh, what a dream. Like, we've got a whole 3 weeks. Like, I am going to feel so fresh. And actually, I didn't. Like, as soon as I got up to the deadlifts, after the deadlifts, I immediately just thought, fucking hell, my body is absolutely not recovered here. And no. I am very tired. And then I never actually mentioned this while I was out there because I didn't want anyone to think that I was weak. But on that deadlift, you'll see it when if you watch it, but because it was so rushed, like there wasn't any time between like setting up to the bar. Like they just literally shouted, they blew the whistle and that was that. Yeah. No shade on them, but then I didn't set up right, so I didn't have my belt on first of all for my first 3 reps, and I pulled it wonky. So then I restarted and did my belt up and then went back in. Oh my God. I did something to my back and I felt my back on that event. And I thought, that's not ideal, but I'll just not think about it. And then I went throughout, obviously, Saturday, and it was fine. I obviously did what I did, but it was progressively getting worse. And then on Saturday night, I'm not I'm not wet. Like, I'm the least wet person, and I don't fucking moan about shit. But I'm not joking. I couldn't move. Like, I physically couldn't move on Saturday night. And I phoned my physio, and I said, I'm in a really bad way here. Like, this is my symptoms. Like, can you tell me something to do? So he gave me 2 like really gentle stretches. He says, like, if you can bear it, do this. But basically, otherwise, you either just grin and bear it and do what you can do, or pull out. And I was like, well, obviously I'm not going to pull out. So then on the Sunday morning, I woke up and I was with like Mary and Emma. And they were obviously like trying to make me feel good and like, just saying stuff. And I just went into the bathroom and I just absolutely broke my heart because I was in so much pain. Oh, and I was thinking, honestly, I don't know. I never let stuff like that get to me, but I just thought, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then when we got to the comp, everyone is like, on the second day of any comp, everyone's always like, oh, how's your body feeling, aren't they? Like, everyone just does that. And I was just like, yeah, I'm absolutely great. Yeah, I feel really fresh. And like, I couldn't even tie my laces. I had to get someone to tie my laces because I couldn't bend forward. Oh my God. Anyway, I had to obviously just like put it out of my head. I just thought, if my back breaks, it breaks. Like, this is it. Like, I'm not pulling out. I'm just gonna have to do it. So I did, and I did the whole day. Honestly, I've never been in as much pain. I'm not saying like it wouldn't have affected my performance because I absolutely still went as hard as I could. Like, it didn't put me off stride or anything. So like nothing would have changed points wise or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I now have just been to physio this morning, and I've got a bulged disc.
Oh, nice. That's what you wanted.
and, and it's like, yeah, so really painful.
Welcome to the club, mate. It's fucking terrible time, yeah. the club of bulge discs. It's fucking great, yeah. Welcome to
Yes.
deadlift back rehab. It's atrocious.
But worth it. Worth it for this.
Worth it. Well, it's one of them as well. Like, you were sat in fucking joint first on day one, weren't you? So I feel like for you to have pulled out coming after day one, especially leading in that position, it was gonna have had to have been like really horrific. Like, your body would have had to given up before your mind gave up, basically.
Oh yeah, there's no way I was gonna come. My back would have had to actually break for me to not do it.
Stop. What a trauma. Well, to be fair, you've done very well there, because none of us realised this is like a fucking podcast exclusive. This Emma broke a back club.
Hot off the press.
hot off the press. Emma did it with half a back.
But it wouldn't have made a difference, you know. Like, I don't think it stopped me from doing anything otherwise. Like, I just put it out of my mind. But yeah, so physically feel worst I've ever felt. Mentally feel fine. It was the mental side last year, wasn't it? Like, that was horrible.
Yeah, I think it was just because we were all so drained from Europe's last year. It was just hard, and then I pulled a wobbler anyway, didn't I? So I like,
yeah, and then that just knocked everyone off stride.
Obviously,
so selfish.
I'm so I affect everybody. But yeah, well, you've done very well to fucking battle through that then. How was the actual comp then, apart from obviously Backgate?
So good. Like obviously we were a bit like, oh, after last year, because it just dragged on so much, and yeah, but this year it was worlds apart from last year. It was unbelievable. It was so well run. Like, everything, they changed the layout of it to last year. We had way more space. Like, we weren't on top of each other at all. It ran really smoothly. There wasn't like, well, from an athlete point of view, there weren't any like glitches. There was loads of volunteers. They were absolutely on it. Like, it was just, I can't fault them. Like, it was absolutely awesome. The only annoying thing, but it wasn't from a management point of view, it was just max anything takes ages, doesn't it? So the max axle went on, and that was really difficult to have that much of a break in between event 1 and event 2 on that day too. But that's how it is with a max event and that many athletes. So
yeah, I remember that, because I think I watched you guys do the max axle in the morning, and then I was waiting to watch the next event, and I kept checking back, and the men were still doing max axle, and I was like, bro, how is this taking this long? Like, go away. Like, but I think as well, it feels like they've got through the girls a lot faster than they did the boys on that, but that's because boys faff.
I think it almost fell over. I think that there was more guys. There was like just under 30 105s or something.
That is absolutely insane. That absolutely. They're surely going to have to cap the numbers at some point, though. Like, make it harder to qualify for it.
Yeah, no, I was a bit surprised by that, but I guess it's good to have that many people wanting to do that. There was like so many Australians there. Like, there was so many people from all over. So I think that's the pull, isn't it? That's really cool. But yeah, I do think that maybe it needs to be capped.
Yeah, well, that's been the argument with OSG for years as well, though, hasn't it? Like, the Worlds is so big, and they just like have such an open class of people, which I get is good, because then it makes obviously the pool, like, depth of athletes bigger, but it does mean that the days run fucking so much longer, don't they?
Yeah,
it's down to promotion, that, isn't it? Like, if they cap it, not as many people are going to turn up. There's not going to be as much depth, and if they don't, you're going to have the same problem anyway, aren't you? So. You can't win.
That's it.
Can't win. Just gonna have to keep doing it anyway, aren't they? Be fine. Oh, well, that's cool then. Any like what were your highlights and your lowlights? Well, apart from your back for the comp.
The highlights. I mean, I was absolutely buzzing with. There's two things I absolutely loved my deadlifts, even though like I pulled them first 3 without my belt. Like, to get 6 at 180. unsuited in a minute.
Class.
I was well happy with that. And that sixth rep, like, I wanted that more than anything.
Only just got it in the time as well, didn't you? I
I
could
know,
see you
it's
because it was
savage.
Stephen repping you, wasn't it? Reffing you.
Yeah.
I remember I was just watching the live stream and I could see it, and I could hear Martin counting down the time, and I was like, no! It was so fucking close. It was like literally
was
like
so
the
close.
last 2 seconds you got it.
I know, it was so close. Good job I didn't sit with it in that hip for any longer. So yeah, I was really, really happy with 6 deadlifts at 180, but then the Hercules hold was so cool.
It's such a fun event, that, isn't it? It's such a good event.
So good. I loved it. Like, I've been looking forward to doing that most out of everything, and it just didn't disappoint. Like, you felt like such a badass doing it.
Yeah,
and
it looked really cool.
It was so cool, and I think, like, if people have never done it, it's really hard to describe because it's obviously only 50 kilograms, but it's so hard. It feels so heavy in your hands, like, which is so weird to comprehend when you've just done like 180 kilograms for 6. But like, it is so heavy, and with the spinning handles is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so hard.
But like, I absolutely love anything where you have to send yourself into like a zone. Like, I'm such a mental game player kind of person, and it was wild, like, holding on to that, just putting yourself into somewhere that it's like you're the only person in the room, and it was absolutely ace. I loved doing that event, and I got second on it, so I was well happy.
Hell yeah. What were you thinking about during the Hercules hold?
Oh, this is like really weird.
I knew there was going to be something weird, which is why I asked.
So, right. We had this conversation about it the night before with Mary and Emma, because Mary was like, sometimes when I have to do something, I have to think of something like really horrible. So we'd already discussed it, but it's the kind of thing that I do anyway. And like, if you imagine like the thing or the person that you love the absolute most and something terrible is going to happen to them, and like, if you drop that Hercules hold, then that's it, they're going to die. Well, I was like pretending that like Pig was on the edge of a cliff, and like I had to hold on to it, and if I let that Hercules hold go, that was it, she was gone.
That's so intense. That's so intense.
But everything was so dark, and all I could hear was, I couldn't hear like the crowd or anything, but there must have been, I don't know, like, I obviously had a ref, but then there must have been like 2 other people around me, because sporadically it was like I was on this cliff and they were echoing around me, and I could just hear them going, "Don't you dare drop it!" Like, just like really.
You're there nearly crying, like, I'm trying not to.
I saved her, it's fine.
Fucking hell. Do you know what I was listening to when I was doing that Hercules Scottish Strength Cup? I was singing Paolo Nutini in my head. Crackhead.
Wow, we are very different.
Clearly. That's hilarious. That's so funny. What were the worst bits of the comp then, other than the back? Because that's too easy.
Yeah, I think that. Well, I was really. I'm not generally somebody that gets sad about stuff, or like, or if I fuck up or whatever, because I just think, well, it is what it is. But I was actually gutted after the bag throw, because obviously I've spoken to you a lot about bag throw. I had it in my head that I could fucking win that event, and I genuinely never think that about myself. Like, I don't ever go into something thinking I can win it. And then out of my peripheral, which I think was probably one of my mistakes, because you shouldn't ever look at the person next to you.
Nope.
I saw her miss that last bag, and then I missed the last bag, and I was so fucking pissed off with myself, because she gave me an opportunity there to take the win on that event, and I fucked it up, and I was so gutted. I was just so annoyed at myself, and I don't normally get like that with an event, but I had to just literally walk straight outside and give myself a minute, because I was just so pissed off. It's an event that's like, it should have been an easy money win for me. Like, I'm fucking good at bag throw. It was light, and I shouldn't have missed that last bag. But like, it is what it is. Like, everything happens for a reason, and she had a fucking great run. Like, she was fast as. She deserved to beat me on it. She was really fast. So that was probably my least favourite moment. But I think other than that, like, it was great. Like, it was a really good weekend. You know, even the gap, it was annoying having to wait for that second event, but it was really sunny outside, and I actually just went and laid on the grass because I didn't want anyone to see me in so much pain. So I went outside away from the building and lay on the grass, and I was like, oh, I didn't want anyone to see me like trying to get down to the floor or getting back up.
Oh my God. Fucking hell. What a nightmare.
So, but I don't think there was any, like, oh my God, aha, you want to know my favourite bit?
What?
I was just thinking, I don't think there's any, like, low points, but my favourite part, I got drug tested.
Oh yeah, you did get drug tested.
Oh my God, what an absolute flex.
Were you so excited?
Yeah, I've literally never... He came over to me and was like, oh, Emma, we need to pull you aside because we're going to drug test you. And I went, yes! Finally! I was like, is this because I look so jacked now? He was like, no one has ever reacted like that to being drug tested before. I was like, what an absolute flex, I'm buzzing.
No, see, every time, I think because I've been drug tested a couple of times now at them comps, I just hate it because you can never wee enough. They want too much wee out of you. And I'm usually so dehydrated by that point. Like, I remember that one at UKNS a couple of years ago, and it took me about fucking 45 minutes to piss. I was like, this is ridiculous. I just want to go home.
Yeah, it was at the end. It was at the end of day one, but it was fine. It was 80 millilitres, and I actually weighed 100.
Oh wow, overachiever. Fucking hell. And you can't even find out. You don't find out until, well, a couple of weeks. I think they get the results, don't they? And then
she says if everything's fine, you don't find out. You only find out if there's something wrong.
Don't. Hopefully, I haven't been taking any inhalers. Shit. What?
I was like, I am the most natty person in this room, so
don't even take creatine, mate. Okay, well, it did look like a very good comp. To be honest, watching it, for me, I watched it and I thought I would actually quite like to be there, and I haven't thought that about comp for a very long time, so I think maybe
I think you would have enjoyed it. It was fun.
It did look like a really good. It's just the amount of zerchers and sandbags that I was like, that's the only bit I didn't like the look of. But apart from that, the rest of the events were cool.
Yeah, that I was a bit dubious about yoking to power stairs actually, but I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really cool event.
It did. It actually looked really good on the live stream. It was a good event to watch as well. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was fun to do. Yeah, definitely.
It's just those bloody zerchers, but anyway, hopefully that'll be the end of it for this year. They won't do it again next year now. Fingers crossed. Right, well, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the podcast then, because we've already wasted 20 minutes chatting about Natty Worlds. You'll have to speed through these. Right, what has been your Strongwoman high then, Emma?
Overall, out of my very long-standing career?
Absolutely.
I think one of my biggest highs is event-based, to do with Europe last year when I won the Farmers.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was a really, really cool. It was a cool event. It was heavy, and it was really gritty. Like, I like a gritty event, and winning that out of like all the H2s, and I was the only one to finish it in the category. Yeah. It was really cool. So that I think is gonna like be a long-standing high for me for a very long time.
Yeah, it was class. That it was such a hard event, that as well, wasn't it? And you absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, it was really good. I just like anything that you've got to have like real grit about. You know, it's not so much the weight, is it? It's just like you got to dig deep.
Yeah, well, that was the thing, I think, because it was them wooden farmers, so it was like pushing your legs together all the time, wasn't it? And like, there were 100 kilos a hand, so it's heavy, but like not out of the realm of, but like 100 kilos on a normal pair of farmers probably wouldn't be that bad, but like those logs were just like atrocious,
swinging.
People were having a fucking nightmare with them. Like, I had a nightmare with them. I think I only got about 3/4 of the way done.
Yeah, they just swung everywhere, didn't they?
Yeah, they weren't the easiest farmers to do, but yeah, that's a very good high. What have you got any other highs?
I think like an overall high from just doing this sport is the amount of messages I get off of mums saying that your young kids are watching me.
Yeah.
And that is like the absolute ultimate for me, because I think that being a natural athlete, being as up there as we've got, is so cool for young kids to look up to. And I think that
Yeah.
there's lots of people in the world that are not great role models, and I think that actually for them to look up to people that are normal, that like don't have ridiculous aesthetically pleasing bodies or whatever, and
Yeah.
aren't putting anything into their bodies, that that these kids can actually achieve themselves. And
Hmm.
it's just great. And I, it's like my favorite thing ever when I get messages saying like, oh, my young girls I've been watching this weekend. Like, this woman's messaged me this morning saying she's got a PB on picking all her friends up in school. And I think that is so
Class.
cool. Like, that is absolutely awesome. And
Yeah.
she's been watching this weekend, and it's just inspiring the young girls to just be strong. Like it's the best superpower you'll ever carry with you, is just being strong. And that is my overall favorite thing from doing this, and from like my profile growing, is inspiring young girls to like lift stuff up.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. And I think it's super important as well because I know, like, when I first started the sport, you were like scratching around looking for stuff, like trying to find people and trying to find things. And like, I don't remember ever hearing about like Strongwoman when I was at school or when I was a kid. Like, there was no ideas about that at all. But then being able to create these platforms now where like you go into a lot of schools as well, don't you? And do like talks to like girls and stuff. And I think that's just super
Yeah.
important, showing people that it is out there and like, that there's options, and then like you're not going to get everybody, but even if a few girls are just like, oh, that's fucking cool, that, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
I like,
definitely.
and all of us say like, oh, if we'd known about this sooner, I'd have loved to have started sooner. Like, and this generation now has got that opportunity because there is that like availability of the information.
Yeah, definitely. Or just them getting into the gym, or like anywhere, and just lifting weights rather than thinking cardio or a running machine or whatever. Just go and lift some weights and feel great.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like that change, isn't it? Like you can sort of see it's coming. Like it's the world's slowly shifting now, where like strength is becoming a priority for a lot of people, and I think it's not there yet, but it is getting there. And I think that that'll then take away from this whole, oh, this is what you should look like. This is what your perfect BMI is. This is like
Oh
everyone
yeah.
needs to try and lose weight and stuff like that. No, just get strong because like all of the benefits will come with that as well.
Absolutely, like just get strong. That's perfect. That's it. Just get strong, because that
Yeah,
that it outweighs everything else. Just be strong.
a hundred
Like,
percent.
and I think that the one of the things that I do in the schools as well, especially with the teenagers, is, and I do it in my classes, because it breaks my heart how many people hate filming themselves or seeing themselves back on camera. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, I can't get my head around
Yeah.
that.
Because you're an influencer now, that's why you fucking love filming yourself.
I've literally always loved being in front of the camera, and that's never ever changed. But I honestly just don't understand it, and I really want everyone to have this outlook on themselves where they can just watch themselves, not because
Yeah,
they think, oh God, my bloody bum looks big, or I look dead fat. Fuck off! Like, no one cares. Literally, no one cares. You're not a big deal. So just film yourself and watch it. And I do that in the schools, and I say, we are going to film them, and like often the teacher will come and film them, obviously for their whatever, for their school newsletter and stuff. And I just talk about it so bluntly, like, we're doing it because it's cool what you're doing. You're lifting
yeah,
heavy weights. We're going to watch your form back, and that's really important. It's not about how you look. I don't give a shit what you're looking like right now. Like, and
yeah.
I'll, like, I obviously, hair goals, look great all the time. But I think that's really
Same.
important too, because who gives a shit? Like, just film yourself. Be proud of yourself, what you're doing, and that's part of it. Like, it's not just about lifting the weights. It's just about actually feeling what you feel like lifting the weights, and nothing
Yeah.
else should matter.
Yeah, 100%. But I think as well that's like it's a confidence thing, because I know like now, so when like I was doing proper training and I'd send videos to like Molly or something of when I was like doing my lifts, I literally, some of the videos that I have sent her over the years in my home gym, the outfits and what I am wearing is atrocious. Like genuinely, I look back at them and I think if that ever made it to Instagram, I'd die. Like it's so embarrassing. But then I also think, yeah, but I want that information on my form, and like realistically, I don't actually care. Like, and I've noticed this as well when I've started doing a bit of coaching and stuff, is that people do not want to film themselves in gyms. And it's just because they're
No.
embarrassed. It's just because they're embarrassed. It's not for any other reason. Like, I'll be like, please try and film yourself so that we can like, I can give you a bit of technical feedback and we can make this like movement a bit better for you. And they're like, oh, I just can't. I couldn't film myself this week in the gym because it was too busy. And I'm like, what? Why?
No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. No, because no one's looking at that and seeing it with your eyes. No one's looking at those videos or watching them back and thinking, "Oh God, that outfit's a bit shit. Oh, look at her belly rolls. Oh, look a bit chunky there." Like literally watching it, going, "Oh, yeah. If you just move this and do this a little bit and do that, then that would be a better movement." But I do think as well that comes with lifting for a while. I think once you've got into your lifting journey and you start to feel more comfortable in your own body, you don't care as much.
Yeah, you just sort of get over it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know like when I first started lifting, like when I first started training, I've got nearly no pictures or videos of me at the very beginning, like when I first started losing weight, because I was so self-conscious about what I looked like. And I was like, I just hated what I looked like. So I just didn't film anything. And now I think, fuck, I wish I had. It'd have been a great fucking like transformation video.
Yeah, to look back on everything. Yeah, to look back. I know. But I think people just need to get over it. Just do it.
Just do it. If you start on your lifting journey, that's one of the best bits of advice. Start filming yourself, because you'll look back on that and you'll be like, thank fuck I've done that.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that. Right, well, let's move on then, unless you've got any more highs you want to talk about.
Well, all a high, innit?
What a ride. What a ride. Yeah, to be fair, you are fairly still fresh in this sport, aren't you? 2.5 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a baby still, and still no further on knowing what's going on.
I never know. It's so funny you said that, because obviously I was like shitting myself because Molly wasn't there this weekend, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to Worlds without a coach. What am I going to do? Because even like on all the comps that I've done this year, they've all been fairly big. I've either had Molly or Josh.
Yeah.
So I've been really lucky because I've just been competed either with one of them. Whereas this one, I didn't have either of them. So I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do here? And like, she'd written so many notes on True Coach, like every single thing that I could have been thinking or like was going to ask her. And I was like, this is absolutely brilliant.
She was there, but virtually with you the entire time.
It is so funny that I just never know what's going on.
I know, and I feel like really at this point now, you should be able to go to comps without Molly or Josh and still perform. Which you can.
Well, I did.
Now. You've done
I
it.
just did it.
Yeah, you've done it now. So now you've got no excuse whatsoever.
Well, it was intense.
Now the test is, can you go to a comp completely on your own? Just turn up on your own, do it all.
I just don't think that I would like that. And it's funny because obviously people that like new people sort of look to me and ask me stuff. I just think, oh, if only you know.
If only you knew. I don't know what's going on either.
that I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you just don't care though. That's why you don't know.
Well,
you don't really care.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, and honestly, I think I know that it really annoys you. It really annoys like most people that love strongman. But I love strongman, obviously. Like, I love competing it and I love training it, but I don't care that much about it. Like, if it got taken away from me tomorrow, I would still have a really great life, and yeah, it'd be sad. Like, I love doing it, and I think that actually it plays to my strengths. Like, I'll go into a competition like what we just spoke about prior to this podcast starting, and don't have a clue who people are, and like you know, like I don't, and it's not rude, like it's not me being rude, and it's just that I'm not somebody that like sits and researches everyone I'm going to compete against, or like looks at everyone's stuff. And you'll say to me more information that I know and be like, oh, have you seen blah blah, and I'll be like, of course I haven't.
Nope.
I know
Who?
nothing about anyone. And
Yeah.
I just think it is what it is, you know, like I have fun doing it, like I put my best performance in, and I don't think knowing more, or I don't know, becoming like absolutely obsessed with it would make me any better.
No, I do sort of agree with this, and I think it's like the way that I sort of think of it is you're very invested in yourself in this sport, but I think that's because you're so confident in yourself, and I genuinely think that's like a really cool thing though, because I feel like I'm more invested in the sport than I am in myself in the sport, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Not in, and that's not like me rinsing you. This is the good thing about us being friends on this podcast, is I can say sort of, no, it's not really a nasty thing, but it is.
Friends, very
it's
loosely termed though.
Get off the fucking
Just
podcast, dickhead. Friends and enemies. No, we're more friends now.
Not this year. Yeah, no, that's because we haven't competed against each other.
We'll start it back up next year. Let's do the full. Should we do the full run? Should we do Natty England's all the way through to the end? This is a challenge. This is a challenge now.
Oh, I definitely want you. I was gutted that you pulled out of Europe. So I was ready to take you down.
Yeah, no, and you would have, because my back was absolutely fucked, mate.
There she is. She just said it to the nation. Excuses.
They are excuses, to be fair. Now I was monged. You'd have absolutely smashed me, and then I'd have just been annoyed, and I'd have probably retired. So
I'd have fucking loved it.
Apart from the fact that then you would have had to retire, because you always said that if you beat me, then you would retire. So
I did.
We would have both ended up retiring. It would have been shit for everyone.
Then the sport would have lost two great athletes.
The under-82s doesn't need to take any more hits, mate. We need to stay in. No, but I do think that. I think that's because you're invested in yourself, and I think that's a really good thing. I think that's like, I think I could take more of that on board and be more invested in myself in this sport than worrying about what other people are going to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think who cares what everyone else is doing?
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's the best way.
Maybe you should join my mindset coaching, Becca.
I think I'll kill you. Not like you tried to kill me the first time when you put me on that diet of like fucking 1,200 calories a day to try and kill me off.
You're taking a lot away from that.
You're doing, what, 20,000 steps a day? 800 calories?
You now walk, you go outside, you run.
All from that. No, those were the days. Right, okay, let's move on and ruin it then. What have been your Strongwoman lows? Tell me all the bad stuff.
I find this really difficult because I always just think like I think that generally I'm an annoyingly positive person, and this is why we are so different. And it's like everyone, it is annoying because I can always find the silver lining in stuff, and I don't ever come into stuff with a plan, so I don't ever really, I'm not ever massively disappointed with things, and I always just think like, well, everything happens for a reason. I didn't die, so here we are. Like, I don't think there's anything that I've been trying to think about it since you sent me the questions, and I just honestly don't think there's anything that's like a massive low. Like, I've obviously, that might change as the years go on, but yeah. I've had 2.5 years, and I feel like I've been incredibly fortunate to, pretty much podium. I've not worked it out, but I think I've probably podiumed like 90% of the comps that I've done.
I would say so. It's probably higher
like,
than that.
Yeah, it probably is. I think there's maybe, I don't know. I think I obviously I didn't podium PSL. There might be like 2 or 3 that I've not podiumed.
Yeah.
And I think that it's hard to find a low when you keep coming home with trophies, you enjoy the training. I've never, touch wood, had any mega setbacks, and I just like it all, I'm having a great time.
It's fair. No, that's a fair answer. Some people just don't have lows, and I feel like you are that type of person because you're very much like, even if something's bad, you will find the silver lining, and you turn it into a good thing, or at least, if not a good thing, a lesson. And like, literally, I
Yeah,
spoke about this
definitely.
morning. Like, you win or you learn, don't you? Like, and that's the
Yeah.
best way to sort of look at stuff. But yeah, nice.
But there hasn't been like, that obviously we learn. We learn all the time. I learned a lot from Virginia from PSL. That was a really hard competition. It was obviously like so heavy,
Yeah,
and just being out there, I wasn't in my comfort zone at all. Like obviously Josh was there, but he was pretty much, and Luke, but they were like the only people that I knew, and
yeah,
it was hot and muggy, and I hadn't taken that into consideration, and I learned just so much from that competition. But there wasn't like, I just don't think that there's anything that's been, oh fucking hell, I wish I'd done that better, or I wish I'd not done that. I don't feel like that about really anything that I've done so far.
Have you ever had a point where you've wanted to quit the sport?
I definitely thought about it after Worlds last year.
Really? Why?
I never took it I never took the thought seriously, but like I was mentally so drained after that comp. Like
Yeah,
that was to get through Worlds last year after Europe's, like with a week between them, and obviously you, like, we joked about you pulling out, but like me and you up until that point competed together at every single thing, and we were
yeah,
always like, even though we were against each other, we were such a team,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and we backed each other all the time, even though we were like head to head, and we'd discuss the points, and like, it felt like you weren't
Yeah,
on your own. So like when you dropped out, it did really knock me, because I thought like, fucking hell, if Becca's dropped out, like this is going to be fucking hard. And
yeah.
I felt like I absolutely had to dig the deepest I've ever gone to get through that comp, because I was exhausted, like absolutely
Mm,
exhausted. Obviously, it did knock us all, because Molly as a coach as well probably felt like she'd, not done a great
yeah,
job because you'd pulled out. And then, don't know, like the whole vibe of that weekend was just somber, wasn't it? Like it was
yeah.
intense, and like we'd fallen out because we were all just like so tired and emotional,
So sick
and
of
it
each
was
other. We
just,
were like, this is fucking
yeah,
shit.
and it was so hard, and I couldn't even look at my phone, because my friends and stuff were like sending me pictures of like the kids like saying good luck, and I was so emotional. I had to like block everything out to get through that competition, and then to podium it was, when I felt that way, was just next level. Like it was so
Yeah,
hard, and then when I'd finished that, it took me absolutely ages to recover from it. And like I remember thinking, I just don't want to compete again. Like even you invited us to that comp, didn't you, that Molly did? And like I could have done it as well. That one at, over your way.
uh, Middlesbrough's. I
I
can't
can't remember
remember.
what it was called, but it was like a couple of months. I think it was like the November or something. It was a couple of months later, and I
Yeah.
just absolutely could not entertain competing again, because I just
Oh, it was
was
at Strongest
so
in the North. That's
done.
what it was. I remember
Yeah, that
that
was it.
in was it Hartlepool. Yeah, it was Strongest in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
North.
And it took me absolutely ages to like recover from that, and I did just think like, I feel done, like I was so knackered. And then obviously after a couple of months, I'd set my goals then, and like February was going to be England's, and
Yeah.
then I had like a focus point again, and then I had like a really decent off season, and then started training for England's. And yeah, so probably if I was ever going to feel like, oh, I could actually just stop here, it was after that.
I love how the only time that you ever genuinely considered quitting the sport was because of me.
It wasn't because of you.
I'm gonna take it
I
though.
was very
I said
elated that
I
I
set those wheels
technically
in
beat
motion.
you that weekend. Your name was on the scoreboard, and I was up there above you.
Well, really, so you should have actually retired after that then. So
I want to
great,
beat you fair and square. Like I want us
great
both
going,
to be on the
great going.
podium, but me to be above you.
All right, okay. I'm pretty keen, to be honest, to do the Natty Pathway next year. I think I feel like I might be ready to do it. Like the
I
more I
think you'll
talk about
enjoy
it,
it.
Yeah, because I'm not interested in doing the OSG up into Europe's, like, unless Europe's is like looking good next year. I'm not going to bother with OSG until definitely Europe's. I'm not doing England's and Brits anymore, like CBA. But I think the Natty Pathway, like after watching it this year, I'm a bit like,
That Natty Pathway is only getting bigger. Like,
yeah.
It's absolutely awesome. It's going to be amazing, and yeah, it absolutely does need supporting. And I think if you'd have done Worlds this weekend, you'd be absolutely gunning for that pathway next year because it was so good.
Yeah, well, I think just from watching it, I think I've looked at it and I just was like, it's just cool. It looks mint at the moment. It's really well set up for the athletes and like, it's cool. The only thing that I think for that to sort of pull me in more would be prize money. That's the
yeah. Have you seen that thing they've announced today, the champion of all champions?
Yeah, I saw that. Isn't that the end of this year?
Yeah, it's the same weekend as OSG Worlds.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure, 2nd of November.
I thought OSG Worlds was later than that. OSG Worlds is like the 23rd of November, isn't it?
Is it?
Probably. Why am I asking you? You don't fucking know. Jesus Christ.
Is it?
Let me check. Yeah,
Maybe.
OSG is the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of November. I was going to say...
Well, it's a good job I've not just spread that rumour.
At least we can immediately fact check it on this podcast, unlike the KLC where they just make stuff up all the time. Let me have a look. Was it Natural Strongman that's posted about Champion of Champions? Someone else asked me about this the other day in the gym actually and said, we're doing Champions. And I was like, what? I have no idea about any of it. Oh yeah, 12 grand prize pot in the NEC at Birmingham.
I know.
Ooh,
that would be really cool.
Also, under 82, top 4.
Yeah, I know.
The only problem is I've already got a bit of a plan for the end of this year and it doesn't involve strongman at all.
Well, you can't do that comp anyway.
What do you mean?
Because it's off of podium from Worlds.
Off of the podium? Well, that's fucking ridiculous. So that can't work because qualification criteria based on Worlds placing... So they're only going to have the top 4 under 82s go to that?
Well, that's how I read it, but I mean, I don't really read stuff properly, so you read it.
Let me have a little read about this. All invites sent out today. Invitation criteria. Drop down invites likely to happen. Someone doesn't take up the invite. 6 event comp. Oh, maybe they're just doing it based off of that. So there's literally just going to be the 4 top 5 in the opens, top 4 in the under 82s.
How I'm viewing it is that it's like almost like this is literally just my thought process this morning. It's like the natural version of Giants Live.
Right. So they're going to just have all of you against each other.
Well, that's how I've interpreted that, but I don't know.
Interesting, because I remember when they announced it and they said champions, and I was under the impression that they were going to ask people back from like previous years who'd like won it or been in the top 30 from previous years. But this actually genuinely does look like it's just all weights against each other. But then surely that's not very fair for the under 57. And there's only top 1 person from the under 57s going through, whoever won it. And they're going to go against 5 of the opens.
Well, that's only like
shit for them, isn't it?
Well, is it? Because that's just like Chloe doing Brits, isn't it? Like Giants Live. She's like dead light compared to those big dogs. And like Rhiannon, what's her face did it one year, didn't she? And she's dead light.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
It's just like the natural... That's how I've interpreted it, but I mean, who knows?
To be fair, who does know? I feel like they need to be more specific on that and put out the events so that everyone knows, because that is...
Well, maybe... I was just seeing if I had an email, because they said invites sent out today, so it might give more info on that, but I haven't had one.
Oh, maybe not getting invited.
How silly of them.
How silly of them. Right, well, fucking hell, we got really distracted on that bit of the podcast then. Sorry, everybody who was listening. Well,
we could have given people good info there.
But we didn't really, because we didn't get to the bottom of what was actually going on. So no one's any the wiser now. This podcast is going to come out and everyone's going to be like, what is this champions? And then we're going to be like, nobody knows.
We still don't know.
Stephen and Matty, if you're listening to this, explain it to us.
Hit us up. Slide into our DMs.
There's no way either of them listen to this. No way. They would tell me to my face that they did, but they don't. And what we'll do is no one who's listening tell them about this, right? Let's see.
And we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out to see if they have listened about it. I'll put on, when I put it up, I'll say that we've done a Natty Worlds recap, because that might draw them in to listen to it.
Yeah, great idea. There's another guy involved in that too now, because I saw somebody, I don't know if he's like officially involved, but I saw somebody tag the three of them, and it's that guy. Obviously, I don't know his name. He's like bald, and he's like quite intense and aggressive, talks on the microphone. He's really friendly, but...
Martin from Hostile Strength?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think he might be part of their organising.
Oh, is he? I thought he was just a commentator.
Well, he might be, but he also might be part of the organising.
Again, absolutely no fact-check information here. Jesus Christ.
As if I'm going to know anything.
What she thinks of. Might be right, might not be. No one knows. Don't come here for any information. Right, let's move on. Okay, so back to the question. So you didn't have a low, well, apart from me nearly killing you off. So what would you say to yourself then when you first started the sport?
I think that I would say just back yourself. And I know that you obviously say like, oh, you're really confident. I am confident, but I've always, up until probably this year, which means that only for 1 year, I always feel like such a charlatan because I've only been doing it for 2 years. But basically, all of last year when I was doing all them competitions, which was a lot last year because I wanted to get all of the comp experience, and that was the plan. I felt like such an imposter because I was so new, but because I kept getting on the podium, and like I never felt that I should be at any of these things, and because I never know what's going on, it like didn't make it any better because everyone else is like, I've accepted now that that's who I am, and it's fine. But back then I just thought, should I know what's going on? And obviously you would always be like, you need to take this more serious. And I just think like, I don't know how, like, I literally don't know how to take this more serious. And so I think this year though, I have taken it a lot more serious in my own lane. So, I'm not any more involved in strongman or anything, but I have been incredibly disciplined on myself. Like I've had a nutrition coach, and I've literally stuck to plan this entire year until now. And my training has been like next to none, and all of that has made me really believe in myself in terms of like, actually, you're a fucking good athlete, and you should be here, you can do this, and it makes you perform so much better, and it makes you hold yourself so much better. And I think that if I could go back to the beginning, it'd be more like, it's not a fake out that you're getting on these podiums. Yeah, you might be brand new, but like you're good enough to do it. So just back yourself a bit more. But I'm also obviously very lucky that I have only been doing it for 2 years, and I've realised that 12 months in, some people probably go their entire career not realising that and feeling that way. So no, I love that. I think it's super important as well, because I do, like, you did come out of nowhere, but then people say this about everybody all the time. Oh, they came out of nowhere. This is a very niche sport and a very new sport that doesn't really have a lot of depth or a lot of background, hasn't been about for a really, really long time. So people are going to come out of nowhere and be at the top of the game, because, like, you already had trained for however many years before getting into Strongwoman. It's not like you came into Strongwoman as a newbie lifter who's definitely
never
not
trained or anything, have you? Like, and I think that's what we're going to find more and more as this sport grows, is there's no way we are near the top potential of athletes. Like, I know that in the next sort of 5 or 6 years, there's a very high chance I won't be making any podiums, because the depth is going to increase so dramatically.
Oh, massive. You saw that this year, like even from Worlds last year, the 82s this year were worlds apart from last year.
Absolutely.
Like, and it was really nice because there wasn't ever any I mean, obviously there was the podium, and it was kind of like a fight between me, Andrea, and Hannah the whole time. But there wasn't any one dominant person. Everyone was mixing it up in who was winning the events and who was coming second, third, and fourth. And I thought that was brilliant, and that absolutely spoke volumes about the absolute quality of athlete that was in that category. And obviously, I don't watch anything else, but so I don't know what was going on in the other categories. But I'm sure that was the same. I saw, the quality of athlete has changed from in the last 12 months, and I've seen that at all the comps that I've been to this year. People at Europe's, what a change up Europe's was. Sabrina last year was absolutely insane, and then Angelica comes in this year and was just stand out. People are getting better and getting more serious about it, getting more into it, and it's just brilliant, isn't it? And yeah, you're absolutely right. It is just going to get better and better as the years go on, particularly the women's side of it.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm excited for it. I think it needs that. It needs that new push of people, and because it makes comps better. It makes them more enjoyable to watch, doesn't it? It's more exciting when you don't know who's going to win than when you're like, oh, here's this person winning every event again. Fucking hell, boring.
And it's better as an athlete, because when you go when you're head to head, so me and Andrea are obviously fighting all weekend, but it wasn't ever a given, because it wasn't ever just me or her winning the event. So what was it, Hercules Hold? So many people got in between us, which totally blew the points apart, and that is brilliant. That's exactly what you want in a comp, isn't it?
Exactly.
You want people that are going to get in between you and the person that you're fighting against. And when you go to comps and you could have 10 people in a category, but actually there's only 2 of you that are winning everything, that doesn't make it fun, because you're just constantly fighting against them. So it does make it better. It makes competing better, and it makes the viewing better.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. Yeah, I love that. Right. Any other strong woman or strongman bugs to bear before we move on to the final part of the podcast then? Because I'm aware I've kept...
There's loads of stuff that I could say, but...
What gossip do you want to tell me now?
What, are you going to wear it?
It depends on how I'm feeling about you at that given time of day.
I'm not saying it while you're recording. We'll talk about it later.
We'll leave some for off podcast stuff. Right, shall we move on then to the silly goose section?
Yes.
Silly goose. To be fair, you should sing the silly goose song Free Ball, because I shouldn't have to put it in. It's your song. Do you even remember it? No. You're going to tell me now that you've forgotten the words to the silly goose song, which again proves to me you don't listen to the podcast either. Fucking dick.
I should sing it. Do you know the words?
Yeah, of course I know the words, Emma. I listen to it every fucking week. No,
tell me what the words are and I'll sing it.
The silly goose song is coming in now.
Silly goose, it's silly goose time, where our lips get loose and our minds run free. Silly goose, it's silly goose time, where we chat a load of shit that's of absolutely no use. It's silly goose time.
Right, it's in. Silly goose song has been done. You've missed your opportunity. We might have to do I want to do a proper song with it. I want someone to play some music for it. So if anyone's listening and is a musically talented person,
oh my god, I know someone that'll do that. I think.
Oh my god, well, send them my way. I'll pay for it. I'll give them money to make the silly goose song into an actual jingly.
I think that I actually know who'll do that for you.
Well, he'll sort that out off pod then. So maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll have a silly goose actual song, because that'll be amazing. I'd love an actual jam. And then silly eventually, goose. When I eventually get invited to Giants Live, that's going to be my entry song.
You're only allowed that if I can stand actually singing it on a microphone next to you.
You'll have to ask Darren Sadler about that, mate. He might say yes. Right, okay, silly goose. So, do you have a silly goose that you want to bring to the table? I already know you're going to say.
Of course I don't.
Yeah. I fucking knew you wouldn't, dick. It's a waste of time asking you on this podcast. Right. No,
I think that when anyone ever asks me on a Strongman podcast, just think, why are you asking me? I don't know anything. Yeah. And I say that to them. When Stephen asked me, I was like, why me? I don't have any information.
I know. He asked me on the podcast and then just used my entire podcast. Just took my format and used it for me. And I was like, this is robbery. Daylight robbery. But I bet you haven't listened to that one either, have you? Nah, of course not. You're not a real friend.
Well, at least I'm honest.
At least you're honest. Right, well, my silly goose question for you. I actually thought of this one this morning. Do you know, like, centaurs, where you're, like, half human, half horse?
Yeah.
Would you rather be half human, half horse, or half human, half dog?
Half human, half horse.
Why?
Because a horse is way stronger than a dog.
Yeah, but it's going to be tricky, though. You're going to be huge, remember? Horses are pretty big. Would you be a big horse or a small horse, actually? That's a question.
I'm already huge. I got drug tested the weekend.
Dickhead. So you'd be like a giant 17-hand horse.
Yeah, I think, like, no one's messing with a horse. Even if I wanted to go into a shop, who's going to stop me? I'm a giant horse.
That's a very fair point. I feel like I would want to be a dog. I'd much rather be half human, half dog. But I'd have to make sure the human body part was the same size as the dog part. I'd want to be a smaller human.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's going on? Are my arms normal? Or do my arms have to be on the floor?
No, so you've got your body, like your torso.
And then you're just, like, walking on the...
Yeah, but you've got the full body of the animal. So imagine where the horse's neck is. That's where your body's going to be. Or the dog's neck.
Yeah, definitely a horse. Because, like, no one's messing with that, are they? Loads of people mess with you if you're just a scabby little dog. And, like, if you're if you're in trouble, I'm kicking you. Yeah,
but I feel like I'd be faster. I'd be moving away faster if I was a dog.
Horses are well fast.
Are horses faster than dogs?
Of course they are. Have you ever seen one race each other?
No. Where would I have ever seen that happen, Emma?
I've not seen it either, but I imagine a horse would win.
Well, actually, that surely can't be true because, like, horses and dogs, if it's like fox hunting vibes, then the dogs go first, don't they? By the way, I'm against fox hunting, so before everyone fucking comes for me, don't start. I'm using it as an example. But the dogs go first, don't they? Don't you start talking about fox hunting now and ruin this whole podcast.
I knew you were going to say that.
I knew you were going to say it. I could see it in the look of your eyes. You have a Tory look about you.
That's so funny.
I'm going to Google it. Are horses faster than dogs?
Yeah, I think that. I suppose it depends. Well, because, like, whippets are dead fast, aren't they? But
yeah, no, that's what I mean. So what's the fastest out of the
well, what kind of dog are you?
Horse races below a mile, such as quarter horse racing, often see peak horse speeds still reaching nearly greyhound level velocities.
Well, that's fast.
Over a longer distance, when all types of races are taken into account, short sprints to longer distance races, horses consistently outperform greyhounds. Well, so apparently the dogs will be faster over a shorter span. But then horses will be faster overall, like. So I bet if you had a speed gun, you could speed gun a dog faster than you would a horse. But in an actual set race, the horse would be faster because it could cover more ground. I'm guessing.
Yeah, and that's what you want, you know. If you need to run away from something, it needs to be over a long distance.
Yeah, but what if someone tried to get on the back of you and ride you, though, like a real horse?
Well, people try that all the time.
I don't want to hear about your sex life on here, Emma.
Jokes.
Joke. Weirdo. Right. No, I wouldn't like that. I'd much rather be a dog. Feel like dogs are better as well. Like, you'd be able to, like, chill out in the house. You can't do that if you're a horse. You'd be in a fucking stable.
No, you can definitely bring a horse into the house. And it's my house. I'm half human. I'm coming in.
You wouldn't be able to get up your stairs.
Of course you would. Yeah. I've actually got patio doors into my bedroom anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, so you wouldn't have to use the stairs. You can just walk around the outside.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
I've got this scenario covered.
You've already thought it all through. It's fine. You're just ready for the transplant. Let's go. Turn into a horse, boys. I'm ready.
Then no one's beating me, are they? I'd be well strong. I'm fast.
I wonder whether you. To be fair, you probably would be able to do most strongman events.
Yeah, the only thing that comes the only issue I can think of is that I think deadlifts would be a real problem, wouldn't they? Because, like just the human body teamed with the horse, like getting down to the bar, and then you've got a really long way to pull.
Yeah, you'd have to have slightly longer arms, I feel like, or the deadlift would have to be a higher starting point.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was just half human, half horse now, and like no option, just had to do worlds, I think I'd probably have won, because even if I couldn't have done that deadlift that well, or even zeroed it, I would have absolutely nailed all them other events.
Yeah, the only problem is though, like picking up sandbags from the floor, that's going to be hard. You'd struggle. But it depends, I guess, how far you could bend down. But then I'm sort of thinking, well, you'd maybe tip over, but you wouldn't, because you'd have the back end of the horse there. So like, you'd be pretty balanced. I guess you could lean all the way over to the floor.
Yeah.
So actually,
and you can horses can go quite a wide stance, couldn't they? So.
Oh yeah, they can put their legs out like that, can't they, to like drink water and stuff. And
then when you throw it in, like you'd be like almost there.
You literally just have to like volley it over the thing.
Yeah.
It's so tall.
I don't think there's an issue with this.
No. Emma's like, sign me up. Where do I put my name down? Make me into a horse.
Am I flying to Turkey for this? Because I'm off.
Get me on a plane, boys. We're off. Right. Well, this has been a very interesting pod. Thanks for being on. Do you want to plug anything or any final words for the podcast?
Well, yeah. I mean, if I can advertise my business, then
Go for it, mate.
Well, we're opening a second, well, not a second, we're moving into a bigger gym, the Lake District Strongwoman Club, and we have this incredible brand, the Lake District Strongwoman Club, and it is a very good merch. You can buy it. At the moment, our website is launching in September, but at the moment it's through the Lake District Strongwoman Club Instagram. So we do all kinds of very nice merch, so go and buy some.
Yeah, it is, and I kind of tested that. It is very good quality merch. I like
it's got, you've got this snood, haven't you? The black snood.
The hoodie, yeah. Oh my god. Well, I have got it, apart from the fact that Ben has actually stolen it off me and now uses it for work, so I don't have it anymore because he has it as a work hoodie.
We've got way nicer stuff since that. That is like a really popular product, but there's loads more nice stuff now.
Well, I've got the t-shirt, I've got the vest. Don't worry, I've got plenty of Lake District Strongman Club merch.
You are on it.
All over it. Right, well, I think that's it. Oh, where can people find you? Don't forget that one.
Emma Grunnill, GRUNNILL _ Strongwoman.
Fucking hell. I'll tag it in the show notes below for anybody who wants to find it. But yeah, thank you very much for being on the podcast, Emma. It has been a pleasure. Sorry.
Always.
Always. We hope you all enjoyed it, and we will see you all on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Strongwoman Highs, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support the podcast, then please give us a follow on Instagram. Or if you would like, we're also on buymeacoffee.com/strongwomanhighs. This is where you can send us tips, or you can also join our membership area, which is $5 a month or £4 a month. It's the silly gosling level. We'll post out any extra content that we get on there, and hopefully a few little free giveaways of things as well. The podcast currently doesn't cost a lot to run, which is what we're trying to keep it as, but we would like to be able to cover our costs, and also once those costs are covered, any profit that is made on Strongwoman Highs will be getting saved up and put into a pot for future Strongwoman competitions that we can sponsor. So if you have a Strongwoman competition that you'd like to be sponsored, or if you want to be on the podcast, then give us a shout, send me a message on Instagram or on YouTube, anywhere else you can get us, and we'll get it sorted, because the more women that we can get on, the better. Thanks for listening and watching. Bye!